Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the time that has been given to our group to present our material about semantic translation. Now, before we are going to discuss, I will introduce our group members, where the first presenter is myself, the second presenter is Lesta Alfreda Gula, the third presenter is Septin, the fourth presenter is Grace Novelen Bulele, the fifth presenter is Friska Juliani Hulu, and the last presenter is Poniria Waru. Alright, I will explain for you about the definition of semantic translation. Semantic translation is more flexible and considers the aesthetic elements of SL text by compromising the meaning as long as it is reasonable. According to Newmar in Suemono, confirms that semantic translator trying to transfer meaning contextual SL that is as close as possible to the syntactical structure and BSA semantics. Now, we'll be continued by second presenters. For the second presenters, time is yours.
Okay, I will continue part B. Kinds of semantic equivalence of semantic translation. Number one, class equivalence is the equivalence of class of or concept. For example, person the same as individual. Number two, property equivalence. Property equivalence is the statement that two properties have the same property extension or values. This usually implies that the two properties have the same semantic or meaning. For example, person give name is the same as first name. Number 3, instance equivalence. The equivalence of two individual instances of object. For example, Dan Smith is the same as Daniel Smith. Thank you.
Given to me, I will explain about part C, advantage and disadvantage of semantic translation. Advantage. The advantage of this type of translation is that is focused more on strong and strict emphasis on matching the level of words that are tied to the culture of the source language. As an illustration of this type of translation, an example can be seen following. The first, context A. Lecturer, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Michael Jackson. If you want to, you can call me Jackson. Students, how do you spell your name, Mr. Jackson? My name is Rudy Hartono. The second, context B. A lecturer. I would like introduce myself. My name is Michael Jackson. If you want, you can call me Jackson. Students, how do you spell your name, Jackson? My name is Rudy Hartono. So, in the two dialogue above, the students use the two words given, namely Mr. Jackson and Jackson. Mr. Jackson in context A is used in formal situation. Meanwhile, Jackson in context B is used in familiar situation. So that's all about explanation. Thank you.
I will continue explain about the topic example of semantic translation. The first, the words mom and madam. Mom and madam have some the meaning as mother in Indonesian. However, madam is used for other people who are not related by blood. For example, family teachers. The next, the word woman and girl. Woman and girl have same the meaning. The third, the word Malay and man. Malay and man have some the meaning as boy. And the fourth example of semantics translation is conversion of XML data from one data model to a second data model using formal ontologies for each system, such as the web ontologies language. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I will continue to explain about part D, example of semantic translation. Number 5, a weather pill. If you read it without context, the phrase as a weather containing pill. However, the phrase is usually to describe diuretic drugs that can cause a person to lose body fluids. Well, we can also interpret method pills as praise. So the expression is as to describe diuretic drugs that cause a person to lose body fluid. Next, human. In English, the word means human, however. You have to understand the context to better understand whether the human meant a man, a woman, a child, or perhaps elderly person. Now, the second is human, so we understand the context. Namely, we are to understand whether humans are said to be a man, woman, parents, and children. So, in that case, of course, if said to be human. Next example, moves. This one verb has a variety of meanings, including moving, pushing, pulling, or crossing feelings. To know the intended meaning, you must first understand the context. Moving, it means various, so that means we move past the mean to do something interesting or an action so that it can every feeling. Well, that's my explanation. That's all. Thank you.